No. No, I don't find, I'm just being myself.
She is a very calculating, manipulative woman who has got Harry in her clutches, and she knows that this is worth millions to her.
It started as just another fancy day in Montecito, soft California sunlight, perfectly trimmed hedges, and Meghan Markle practicing her next real appearance for social media. The Duchess of Reinventing Herself had just uploaded a sleek new campaign video with perfect lighting, expensive clothes, and her trademark half smile that says, "I'm totally relatable, just with better lighting."
And a bewildering Instagram video over the weekend, and I saw it, and this is her.
But then, like always, the internet did what it does best. It zoomed in. Frame by frame, fans started studying every second of the video. Within hours, someone noticed a tiny detail in the background that would send Meghan's entire PR operation into crisis mode. One fan commented, "Wait, is that what I think it is?" Another replied, "No way, she wouldn't be that careless," but she was.
When she was dismayed by suffocatingly pompous palace procedure and despaired of her regal in-laws. When challenged about her book contract, Jessica insisted she has no intention of spilling the Meghan beans.
Because what they found, that hidden little clue, unraveled a whole web of lies Meghan had been trying to keep buried for years. Suddenly, the Duchess of Image Control was facing her worst nightmare. The internet had caught her mistake. Within 24 hours, the clip exploded across social media. Hashtags trended faster than her. Publicists could check hashtag Meghan exposed, hashtag caught in the act, hashtag PR nightmare, you name it. For someone who built an empire on carefully planned perfection, this was the ultimate betrayal by her own content. According to insiders, Meghan was in complete disbelief. She'd spent weeks approving that footage. Nothing went live. Without her personal approval, not the angle, not the background, not even the colors. But this time, something or someone messed up, and now the world was seeing something she never wanted them to see. When her team first told her about the backlash, Meghan reportedly laughed it off. "It's just trolls," she said. "They're obsessed." But that calm didn't last long.
It's amazing to be able to sit and watch a show for 30 minutes, but how can I give you a recipe in 2 minutes?
Because as the story spread, it wasn't just trolls anymore. It was fans, former supporters, and even some of her Hollywood friends whispering behind the scenes. Everyone wanted to know, was this detail real, and what did it mean? So what exactly was this secret detail that sent Meghan spiraling? Let's rewind. In the now, viral video, Meghan is sitting in what looks like her Montecito office. Simple decor, a few fancy candles, and a bookshelf perfectly arranged with inspirational books. A classic Meghan setup. But sharp-eyed viewers noticed something strange on that shelf. A small framed photo, slightly out of focus. It wasn't new. It looked old. Fans zoomed in, enhanced it, cropped it, and then froze. The photo wasn't of Harry, Archie, or Lilibet. It was of Meghan with another man. Not a celebrity, not royalty, but someone fans quickly identified from her past. Her former agent, the same man she once accused of mismanaging her early career, the same man who, according to leaked emails years ago, helped to negotiate one of her earliest acting jobs. A deal she later completely distanced herself from. Why would his photo be sitting in Meghan's newly arranged workspace, years after she supposedly cut all ties?
Coldly commercial reasons. Meghan Markle has realized there is big money to be made.
The discovery sent shockwaves through her fan base. Because if that photo was intentional, it meant one thing. Meghan was rewriting her past again. Within hours, internet detectives were piecing the story together. Reddit threads exploded with side-by-side comparisons, screenshots, even theories that the video had been filmed. Months earlier than claimed, something doesn't add up, one fan wrote. If this was supposed to be new, why is she using props from her old Toronto office? This whole thing feels staged. That's when the story took on a life of its own. What started as a harmless campaign clip spiraled into a full investigation into her authenticity, her relationships, and her desperate attempts to control how the world sees her. Suddenly, everyone was asking the same question. Who is Meghan Markle when the cameras stop rolling? Behind the scenes, the fallout was brutal. Multiple sources say Meghan called an emergency meeting with her PR and legal teams that same night. There were reports of raised voices, slammed doors, and a furious Meghan. Demanding to know who approved that footage, she felt sabotaged. One insider revealed she was convinced someone inside her team was trying to humiliate her. And honestly, she might not have been entirely wrong. Rumors started that one of her longtime staff members had quietly quit just days before the video dropped. Someone who'd been with her since the early podcast days. And according to whispers from inside Montecito, that person had seen too much. Coincidence? Maybe. But Meghan doesn't believe in coincidences. By the next morning, Meghan's team was in full crisis mode. The video was quietly removed from several platforms, then re-uploaded with the camera angle slightly cropped, conveniently cutting out the famous bookshelf. But it was too late. The internet already had the proof, and while Meghan scrambled to regain control, Harry was said to be noticeably quiet, even distant. One royal insider said he didn't see the big deal. He told her to let it go. They said, but that's not how Meghan works. She doesn't let anything go. To her, it wasn't just about an old photo. It was about control. Control over her story, her image, her legacy. Because once the public starts connecting dots she didn't draw herself, the illusion starts to crack, and Meghan can't stand cracks. Meanwhile, British tabloids were having a field day. Meghan's photo fiasco screamed one headline: Duchess in damage control mode. Who's the man in the frame? Every gossip show, every entertainment blog, every YouTube commentator picked apart the clip like a national mystery. Some thought it was a setup for sympathy. Others believed it was proof she was haunted by her past. Either way, the story was slipping away, and that's something Meghan Markle cannot tolerate. A friend close to the couple reportedly said Meghan spent the entire weekend glued to her phone, reading comments, messaging her team at all hours, trying to fix the story. But every attempt to spin it made things worse. Because people weren't just talking about the photo anymore, they were digging into her entire past. Old interviews, deleted blog posts, and old photos from her early acting days started trending again. It was like the internet had collectively decided to pull back the curtain on every hidden detail she'd tried to bury. And this time, there was no palace to protect her, no PR powerhouse to absorb the blow. This was Meghan versus the internet, and the internet was winning. By Monday morning, Meghan's meltdown had reached its peak. Insiders say she broke down in tears during a private call with a top Hollywood stylist she'd been negotiating a partnership with. The stylist, reportedly uncomfortable with all the noise around her, decided to pause discussions. And that rejection was the final straw, because Meghan thrives on momentum, on being the center of conversation in the right way. But now, every headline had turned sour. To her, this wasn't just a PR problem, it was public humiliation that cut right into the image she'd spent years polishing. She'd wanted to show the world Meghan 2.0.com, poised, untouchable. Instead, what the world saw was something far more human and chaotic. A woman still running from her past, still arranging her future, and still unraveling the second the mask slips. And as her team quietly deleted posts, reissued statements, and tried to pivot the story toward positivity, one question lingered in every headline, every podcast, every comment section: if Meghan's story keeps changing, maybe we never really knew her at all.
Now I know so much, and I'm so glad I didn't then, because I could just authentically be myself without so much preparedness.
The moment Meghan's team realized the internet wasn't letting this go, the war room went into overdrive. Phones buzzed, emails flew. Every PR contact she'd ever charmed, from Beverly Hills to London, suddenly got the same urgent call: we need to change the story now. Inside Montecito, Meghan was pacing her marble kitchen, coffee untouched, as her communications director tried to calm her. We can spin this, they promised. We just need a distraction, and if there's one thing Meghan has mastered, it's the art of distraction. By noon, a glossy exclusive dropped in a friendly magazine, the kind that had always cooperated with her before. The piece painted Meghan as a working mother facing relentless criticism who was staying grounded through family and purpose. The problem, no one was buying it this time, because while Meghan's PR machine was rolling out its soft counterattack, the internet was already 2 steps ahead, picking apart her every move. The public could feel the manipulation. They'd seen this playbook before. Emotional victimhood, empowerment buzzwords, and a pivot to charity the moment things went wrong. Only now, the audience was exhausted. By the next day, the headlines had shifted again, but not in Meghan's favor. Meghan's meltdown. PR panic inside Montecito Mansion. Duchess blames team after video scandal. Hollywood sources say Meghan can't take criticism. It wasn't just tabloids anymore. Serious industry outlets, Variety, The Hollywood Reporter, even entertainment insiders on Twitter began commenting on the unfolding chaos. For Hollywood, perception is money, and Meghan's value was dropping fast. One insider put it bluntly, ... the scary part. That insider wasn't exaggerating. A major streaming executive reportedly pulled out of early talks about Meghan's next project, something involving lifestyle and motherhood content. The exec's reason? Brand instability. Translation: she was becoming bad press wrapped in expensive packaging. Meanwhile, back in Montecito, the atmosphere was suffocating. Harry, always the emotional support, tried to calm things down, but his reassurances only made Meghan angrier. To her, every minute the video stayed viral felt like another betrayal. "You don't understand," she snapped, according to one insider. "They're trying to destroy me again, but who was they? The press, the fans, the palace, or was it someone closer?" Because, in the middle of all this chaos, Meghan learned that one of her former staff members, the same assistant who had quietly quit before the video dropped, had begun talking. Not to the press exactly, but to people who talked to the press. And the whispers were brutal. According to those close to the situation, this ex-staffer claimed Meghan personally approved the photo in question, that she wanted it there. The reason? Nostalgia. It was supposed to symbolize her journey from struggle to success, except she never expected anyone to recognize the man in the photo. The revelation hit like thunder, because, if true, it meant Meghan had created her own scandal, then blamed her team when it backfired. And in Hollywood, where loyalty is money, that's the worst sin. Soon after, the betrayal rumors took on a life of their own. Former team members started sharing vague, mysterious posts on social media. Nothing direct, but enough to feed the flames. One wrote something cryptic. Another posted a single word: liberated. The internet connected the dots immediately. Meghan's own people were turning on her. It wasn't just a PR crisis anymore, it was an internal collapse. By the end of the week,